Hello and Assalamualaikum everyone. My name is Nur Aina binti Haris from class KBA 2732B. Today I'll be sharing my personal reflection on the subject of organizational behavior, specifically how concepts like personality, values and motivation have helped me understand myself and my professional journey. Let's start with the foundation. Organizational behavior, or OB, is a field of study that systematically investigates the impact that individuals, groups, and structure have on behavior within organizations. The ultimate purpose of this study is applying that knowledge to improve an organization's effectiveness. In simpler terms, OB is about understanding why people do what they do at work, how they interact, and critically how those actions affect the overall organization. I see OB is the bridge between theory and practice. It is important because it provides the tools we need to understand, predict, and influence behavior. My understanding focuses on three core goals. First, understanding why people behave the way they do. Second, predicting how people are likely to react to things like change, stress, or new policies. And third, influencing how managers can structure their work environment to encourage effective and ethical behavior. Moving on to the individual level, I want to share a personal reflection. When I started this assignment, I initially felt stuck and afraid to begin. However, understanding my own traits helped me move forward. Based on the Big 5 model, my top 3 personality traits are agreeableness, extroversion, and openness. These traits are guided by my core personal values. The most important values in my life are integrity, accountability, kindness, and gratitude. I also recognize areas for growth. The values I am actively trying to improve include discipline, competence, and diligence. My personal role model or idola in this regard is my older sister. I also admire her for her diligence, and I strive to cultivate that in my own life. Next, we cover attitude and job satisfaction. Attitudes are evaluative statements relating to objects, people, or events reflecting how we feel about something. Job satisfaction is a specific attitude, a positive feeling about one's job resulting from an evaluation of its characteristics. While I try to maintain a positive outlook, I have had to address past negative attitudes. My personal approach to change involves 3 key steps. First, improving self-efficacy, strengthening my belief in ability to succeed. Second, changing perspective, reframing setbacks as manageable challenges. And thirdly, practicing self-compassion, treating myself with kindness when faced with shortcomings. As a former sales promoter, I know certain positive attitudes are essential for success, such as customer orientation, product enthusiasm, and goal orientation. Reflecting on my past job, I experienced high job satisfaction, not primarily because of the pay, but because of the work itself. I had high job involvement because I genuinely enjoyed serving the customers. My positive attitude stemmed from high perceived organizational support, POS. My manager was supportive and trusted my judgment. This strong foundation led directly to me exhibiting organizational citizenship behavior (OCB), like voluntarily organizing the clothes rail, proving the satisfaction performance link. Next, we look at perception. This is the process where individuals organize and interpret their sensory impressions in order to give meaning to their environment. In simpler terms, Perception is how you look at and understand the world around you. This process directly influences decision making, which occurs as a reaction to a problem. Our decisions are only as good as our interpretation of the information. So, accurate perception is vital. My personal challenge with perception came from misjudging my quiet classmates. Based on their lack of expression, I perceived them as arrogant. As a result, I avoided them, which was a clear error in judgment. My mistake was driven by two key shortcuts. First, stereotyping. I grouped them as quiet people and assigned the negative trait of arrogance to the entire group. Second, I committed the fundamental attribution error (FAE). I assumed their quiet behavior to an internal factor, which are their bad character, rather than considering simple external factors like shyness, focus, or personal stress. The lesson I learned is my subjective perception led to a flawed decision to isolate myself. Most of the time, I must think positively and avoid judging other people too fast. Finally, motivation in life. Motivation is psychological processes that account for an individual's intensity, direction, and persistence of effort toward attaining a goal. My current motivation as a student is the goal setting theory, which emphasizes setting goals that are specific, difficult, and accepted. My goals in the future are to gain much knowledge and to improve my living condition in terms of finance. I hope I will go through my journey in studies smoothly. From time to time, everyone must motivate themselves to strive to achieve their ambition so that the road to success will get clearer. As a conclusion, my reflection showed me three key things about organizational behavior. First, self-awareness is important. I must understand my own personality and biases first. You cannot lead others until you understand yourself. Second, one's behavior can be predicted. By looking at attitude and motivation, I will better guess how people will act. Third, applying theory into practice. I now know how to set smarter goals, check my own judgment to make better decisions in my future career. This knowledge gives me the best chance to be successful and effective. Thank you, that's all from me. Bye bye.